So you want to make meatballs, but you're soaking bread in milk or crushing up crackers, even adding breadcrumbs as filler to the meatballs. That's not the best way to get a juicy meatball. Come with me, I'll show you what to do. Today we are using ground beef. This is actually 90-10. 90% lean, 10% fat. Typically, I would like to use 80-20, but this was on sale. And you can use ground turkey, ground chicken. However, we are going to need to infuse more fat, more flavor, more moisture, okay? So we're going to do that by incorporating this into our food processor, all right? We're going to be adding a couple of things to it. And I'm going to add those things in layer, okay? First off, I have some freshly grated mozzarella cheese. We're not looking for a cheesy meatball. This is going to add more moisture to it. I'm going in with some of my Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning, the only one you need. And yes, I took the actual top off of it this time, okay? Because I just want to get a good amount of seasoning in there. All right. Now, to make sure that we have really juicy, we're going to be adding fat to it. We're going to add beef tallow. That's going to increase the flavor and the fat, the juiciness, and that's what we want. However, if you're going to use ground turkey or ground chicken, instead of using the beef tallow, you want to use duck fat. Okay, both of these should be able to be found in your local grocery stores. If not, you can find them online, and I'll also put them down in the product links of where I got mine. So we're going to add beef tallow to this. Then when it comes to your food processor, the pulse on it is your best friend. Okay, you want to use the pulse setting, not the regular low or high on your food processor. And I'm just going to press this down so it'll all fit in my food processor here. Adding some more of this mozzarella cheese right on top. And again, we're going to go in with a little bit more of that beef tallow, okay? We need to incorporate more fat into it. After you incorporate this fat into it, there's a specific way you need to form your meatballs in order for them not to come out dense, tight, and tough, okay? Now we just want to put the top on this. Okay, we're going to put the top on this and pulse it. And use your pulse setting, not your low, and definitely not the high. Okay, this is what it should kind of look like once it's done. This is what it should look like once it's fully pulsed, nice and incorporated. The next thing we're going to do is put them in a baking tray, okay? Now, we are putting ours in the oven. You can pan fry them. You can air fry them. However, when you pan fry or air fry meatballs, then you run the risk of them being really hard and dry on the outside and not very moist on the inside. Okay, next up, you'll need a bowl of water. This bowl of water is for your hands to keep the meat mixture from sticking to your hands so bad. I'm going to show you how to actually roll the meatball. Make sure your hands are wet, not soaking wet, just gently sit them down in the water. You'll do that periodically. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm not using any kind of device as far as a scooper or anything. Put the meatball in the palm of your hand and then roll it. Okay, roll it. You can put your fingers around it like that and roll it, but do not press down. I am gently rolling. You see my hands are wide open, okay? And that's how you form your meatball. And then you put it on the tray. Continue to dip your hands in the water. It will help you when it comes to rolling the meatballs where they're not stuck onto your hands. Okay, so that was 2 pounds of ground beef, and we have 24 meatballs. Now we're going to put these in a 425-degree oven for 20 minutes. Okay, we are out of the oven, and I want you all to see the inside. Look at that, guys. Look at that. We are not dry at all. Look at that. See that juice in there? Look at how juicy that is. How nice and juicy that is. See that? You can see all the glistening juices in there. Nice and juicy. We do not need those fillers. Ooh, these are amazingly delicious. Look at that, look at that. They are nice and juicy. Y'all saw that one that I broke open that was nice and glistening. Oh my goodness, no fillers. No breadcrumbs, no crackers, no bread soaked in milk. That just makes your meatballs a little bit denser. You all saw me making some gravy. I'm gonna drop these in my gravy, add some rice and a side veggie to it. That's dinner. You can use pasta sauce, marinara sauce, Alfredo sauce, barbecue sauce. You can treat it like a hamburger and just put it on a little slider bun and add some mayo or mustard to it. Delicious. You can also easily freeze these, so you can make them up, freeze them in portions, so you'll have them ready for the next time. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. The full recipe will be on my website, pamspreps.com. And while you're there, please grab your free ebook, okay? Oh my goodness. Delicious. And if you want to know how to make gravy without flour, take a look at the video on the screen right now. Delicious. And I will see you next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.